what is the meaning of journal proper? See, we say that journal proper is a residuary subsidiary book. Journal proper is a residuary subsidiary book. What do you mean by residue or residuary? Left out. Residue means left out. Okay. Residuary means whichever transactions are left out to be recorded in the other 4 books. They are recorded. Other 3 books they are recorded in journal. So what is journal proper? It is a residuary subsidiary book. Means whichever things cannot be recorded in goods related, cash related, bills related, they all will come in journal proper. For example, in goods related, we don't used to write the purchase and sale of assets, particularly credit purchase and sale of assets. They also cannot appear in cash book because they have recorded cash transactions. So where will you record credit purchase and sale of asset? Journal. Did everyone understand it? There are several such transactions which we'll see in detail over here. So, predominant meaning. Journal proper means residuary, residuary, subsidiary book. Full stop. It means whichever transactions cannot be recorded in other subsidiary books, are recorded in journal proper. So, any doubt with the concept of subsidiary book, journal proper? Now, format is journal format itself. Date, particulars, LF number, debit and credit. Basically, you have to pass journal entries only. But then there are peculiar transactions, means they are not simple journal entries. Debit, what comes in, credit, what goes out. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Or debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes, and they are not simple journal entries. There are altogether different rules only applicable over here. So, theoretically, or as if you say that you are going to pass journal entries, but they are not to be passed with the normal rules of debit and credit. There are certain special rules which we have to apply over here. That we will study in the summary today. So, give the heading: transactions included in journal proper. Three columns will make serial number, transactions and rules. Okay. Serial number will be a small column. Transactions and rules. You can make it for 2 pages. 2 pages columns. Now be attentive, all of you, what all kind of transactions will come in journal proper. First is opening entries. What is going on over there? Now, opening entries means what? Understand it? The entry or the transaction which is recorded at the time of commencement of the business is called opening entry. So we used to have transactions: started business with so and so items. Started business with cash, furniture, debtors, creditors, goods, loan, etc., etc. That transaction is called opening entry. Now suppose a business is started with cash. Suppose a business is started with cash 10,000, furniture 20,000, then vehicles 30,000, then debtors 8,000, creditors 5,000, and loan of rupees 12,000. Okay. Now, what did we discuss? We have to record in journal proper those things which cannot be recorded in other subsidiary books. Which things can you record in other subsidiary books?
Cash.
No, cash can be recorded in which book? Also, loan can come in cash book. In the journal entry also we used to add the amount of 12,000 in cash or not?
Yes.
If this transaction is there, then cash account you would not debit with 10,000. Cash account you will debit with 10,000 plus 12,000, 22,000, because loan also comes in cash only. So total cash coming in the business is 22,000. 10,000 owner is bringing and 12,000 is brought as loan. So cash will come in, loan will come in. Remaining things, can you write it in purchase, sale, purchase return, sales return, bills receivable, bills payable book? Any of these things cannot come in any other subsidiary books. Where will you record this? Journal. In normal journal entry, furniture comes in debit what? Comes in furniture account, debit. Vehicle comes in debit what? Comes in vehicle account, debit. Debtors are receivables. Debtors are receivables. Debit the receivables. Debtors account, debit. Creditors are payables. Credit the payables to creditors account, and owner is the giver. Credit the giver to capital account with 20 plus 30, 50 plus 8, 58 minus 5, 53,000. Any doubts with this? So that is called opening entry. Any doubts with this? Write down. Entry passed at the time of commencement of business. Entry passed at the time of commencement of business. This is the meaning of opening entry. Okay. Now, what is the rule we have to follow? Normal journal entry is to be passed, but you don't have to include cash and loan. So, write down. Normal journal entry will be passed. However, cash and loan should not be included as they are recorded in cash book. Okay. Normal journal entry will be passed, however, cash and loan should not be included as they are recorded in cash book. Any doubts with this? All are clear with it? So this is the first thing which is included in journal proper. Raise your hand who is still writing up till here. Complete it fast. Now listen everyone. Second. Yes, we read second one. They are those transactions which are not included in other subsidiary books. Okay, those transactions which are not included in other subsidiary books. Now we can divide them in three categories. One is credit, purchase, and sale of asset. If you purchase goods on credit, you'll write it in purchase book. If you sell goods on credit, you'll write it in sales book, but will not record assets in purchase book and sales book. Further, if you purchase asset on cash, you'll write it in cash book. If you sell asset for cash, you'll write it in cash book. But if you purchase or sell on credit, you'll not write it in cash book. So if you purchase or sell asset on credit, then we have to write it in journal. And no special rule, normal entry. Suppose furniture of rupees 10,000 purchased from Mystery Furniture Mart. Then furniture comes in. Debit what? Comes in. Furniture account, debit. Mystery is the given. Credit the given to Mystery Furniture Mart. Or sold furniture of 10,000 to Suba for 12,000. Now Suba is the receiver. Debit the receiver. Suba account, debit 12,000. Furniture goes out. Credit what? Goes out. To furniture 10,000. Furniture of 10,000 goes out. And 2,000 is our profit. Credit all incomes and gains. So to profit on sale of furniture 2,000. And if there is loss, you will debit. Any doubts with this? So credit, purchase and sale of asset will be recorded in journal. Then B. Transactions. B. Transactions for which other subsidiary books are not kept. Transactions for which other subsidiary books are not kept. Now, suppose in the whole year you have 200 transactions of purchases, so you maintain purchase book for that. But in the whole year you have only 2 transactions of purchase return. Then will you maintain a separate register for that purchase return? 200 pages register just to record 2 transactions. First 2 lines over, rest 199 and half page empty. So here what will you do? Record it in journal proper itself. Because there are very few transactions of purchase return, you don't keep separate book for purchase return. So you write it in journal. So generally you will find for purchase return there may be very few transactions. For sales return there may be very few transactions. For bills receivable, which we are going to study in the next part, there may be very few transactions, and for bills payable also there may be very few transactions. In that situation, these things will be recorded in journal. So transactions for which other subsidiary books are not. Reason because there are very few transactions. Any doubts with this? And the last includes miscellaneous transactions like goods going out. For example, goods taken for personal use. Can you write it in sales book? Goods taken for personal use, can you write it in sales book? No. Will you record it in any other book, cash book, etc.? Owner is the receiver, debit the receiver, drawings account, debit, goods goes out. Credit what? Goes out to purchase. That will come in general proper. Goods given in charity. Charity account debit to purchase account, general proper. Goods given as free samples. Then you are not receiving the money, you cannot write it in cash book. Advertisement account, debit to purchase account. Then we had that transaction, exchange of goods with furniture, mobile. They also come in general proper. They are which transaction? Goods going out. Any doubts with this? Bad debts. Bad debts means we did not receive the money, so we cannot write in cash book. Suppose I have to receive 8,000 rupees from Ruchi. She has paid 5,000 and she could not pay 3,000. 3,000 is bad debts. Ruchi is bad, she did not pay the money. 3,000 is bad debts. Now what did she pay me? 5,000, that I record in cash book. Cash account debit to Ruchi account debit side, receipt side to Ruchi in cash column 5,000. But what she did not pay me, that will come in general proper. Okay, bad debts is a loss, debit all expenses and losses. Bad debts account debit 3,000 and we have to close Ruchi's account. We studied in journal earlier when we sold the goods to Ruchi, Ruchi account would be debited. Now we have to close the account, so we reverse and credit. So bad debts to Ruchi will be recorded in journal. Did you understand this? And loss transactions. Goods burned by fire. Can you write it in sales book? Can you write it in cash book? So if goods are burned by fire, loss by fire account debit to purchase account, that will come in general proper. Goods of 10,000 burned by fire, insurance company accepted a claim of 8,000. Then insurance claim is receivable, debit the receivable. Insurance company account debit 8,000. Remaining 2,000 is our loss. Debit all expenses and losses. Loss by fire account debit 2,000. Goods goes out, credit what goes out to purchase account 10,000. That will also come in journal. Did you understand these transactions which are not included in other subsidiary books? No special rules. Normal journal entry. Here we follow the rules of personal, real and nominal. So write down normal journal entry. Okay, there are no special rules. Any doubts with this? All are clear with this? Then third one, inter-transfer of accounts. Give the heading inter-transfer of accounts. Now understand what is the meaning of inter-transfer of accounts. Now, see here, inter-transfer of accounts means one inter-transfer is drawings account is transferred to capital account at the end of the year. Reason, capital means owner brings the money in the business. Drawings means owner withdraws and takes the money from the business. So suppose if I am the owner of the business, I bring 1 crore in the business. And on marriage anniversary, my wife demands a diamond jewelry. So I withdraw 25 lakhs from the business. Now, how much did I invest in the business? 1 crore. How much did I withdraw? What is my investment remaining? 75 lakhs. So what is done at the end of the year? Drawings account is transferred to capital. Means I will not show in my books that my investment is 1 crore and withdrawal is 25 lakhs. I will directly show that my investment is now remaining 75 lakhs. So at the drawings results in decrease in capital. Because you are withdrawing the money, it results in decrease in capital. So at the end of the year, we transfer drawings account to capital. This is called what? Inter-transfer of accounts. Did you understand this? Okay, so what is one inter-transfer of account? Drawings is transferred. What happened? I cannot give diamond jewelry. You have problems in that. Drawings is transferred to capital account. Okay. Now regarding the journal entry, I'll make you write the rule at the end, but what is the rule? Understand it. In this inter-transfer of accounts and all the further concepts, the rule will be reverse. And I made you write that rule in journal. That whenever we have to cancel or close any account, then you should reverse. So that is the rule applicable over here. Normally, what do you do with drawings account? Debit or credit? So now you credit that, it will get closed. Normally, what do you do with capital account? Credit. Owner is the giver. Now you debit it. So the journal entry will be capital account debit to drawings account. 25 lakhs. What is transferred to capital account? So capital will decrease by 25 lakhs and drawings will become 0. Did you understand this? So I'll make you write that rule afterwards, but what is the rule to be followed when drawings is transferred to capital account? Reverse both of them. Drawings normally we debit, so you reverse and credit. Capital normally we credit, so you reverse and debit. Means the journal entry will be capital account debit to drawings account. Any confusions with this? And B, recording of an agreed amount. Recording of an agreed amount. Now what is this recording of an agreed amount? Understand this. Suppose I have to receive rupees 10,000 from Karina and I have to pay rupees 10,000 to Katrina. I have to receive 10,000 from pay 10,000 to what I will do is I'll directly give the instruction. One is I'll give the instruction order. I'll order to Karina. You directly pay on my behalf to Katrina. Or second is I don't give order or instruction. Karina says she knows that I have to pay to Katrina, so she says I'll directly pay on your behalf to Katrina. Now, basically, if in Hindi what is it called? If I give the order to Karina to pay to Katrina, then it is called Hawala. Hawala. And Hawala transactions you would have heard about in the big scams. Now you hear. If I give the order to Karina, pay to Katrina, then that is Hawala. And if Karina agrees directly to pay to Katrina, then it is called Kabulat. Kabulat. So, recording of an agreed amount. Any doubt to this? Now be attentive. In both the situations, entry will be same. See, who is going to receive the money? So Katrina is the receiver, debit the receiver, Katrina account debit. And who is the giver? Karina is the giver, credit the giver to Karina. But what you can do is remember it this way. You identify which one is receivable and which one is payable and you reverse them. For me, which one is receivable? Karina. Normally receivables we debit. So now you reverse and credit. Karina you will credit. For me, what is the payable? Katrina. So Katrina normally payables we credit. Now you reverse and debit. So Katrina account debit to Katrina. Means both of them same rule. Reverse. For both of them same rule. Reverse. Here you reverse drawings account and capital account. Money. And Here recording of an agreed amount means you identify receivable and payable and then you reverse both of them. Raise your hand who did not understand this. All are clear with it? So in this drawings write down reverse both the accounts. Reverse both the accounts. Okay, and remember this, now onwards maximum time you will find this feature in the journal, the rule. It is not a normal rule of debit and credit, personal, real and nominal account. After this transaction onwards you will find maximum times we will reverse the things to pass the journal entry. And recording of an agreed amount you will write identify receivables and payables and reverse them. Identify receivables and payables and reverse them. Any confusions up till here? So all up there with intertransfer of accounts. Then fourth. Yes, who is still writing up till here? Closing entries. Yes, now be attentive. What is the concept of closing entries? Understand it first. Put your pens down. See, opening entries mean entries which are passed at the time of commencement of business or beginning of the year, when you start a new business. And closing entries means those entries which are passed at the end of the year. Okay? Our financial year is always April to March, not January to December. We don't celebrate New Year on 31st December, we always celebrate New Year on 31st March by making final accounts and finding what profit business has. Then we celebrate. So remember this, that business year is a financial year, April to March. Those entries which are passed on 31st March are called closing entries. Now we studied that there are three types of accounts: personal, real, nominal. Real includes assets and goods. Nominal includes, yes, but here's something else. Nominal, let us say, includes purchase expenses. Which expenses? Purchase expenses like wages, carriage inward. Okay, then railway freight, octroi. These all are purchase expenses. And all other expenses, losses, incomes and gains. Okay, we classify into these three things. Now, personal account and assets account are not closed. Means we don't have to pass closing entries for them. They are carried forward to next year. They are carried forward to next year through a statement which is called balance sheet, which we'll study in the part 2 of accounts in detail. Okay, but personal account and assets account are not to be closed. They are carried forward to, for example, if I have a building of 20 lakhs in this year, and if it is not sold, will I have that building in the next year also or not? Yes. So it's carried forward to next year. Okay, through balance sheet. Goods account and purchase expenses account are closed and they are transferred to an account called as trading account, which we will again study in detail in part 2. Okay, goods account and purchase expenses account are closed and they are transferred to an account called as trading account. And this, that's why I divided nominal in these two categories. Other than purchase expenses, all other expenses, salaries, insurance premium, shop rent, advertisement, they all are not purchase expenses. All other expenses, losses, incomes and gains, they are closed and transferred to profit and loss account. They are closed and transferred to profit and loss account. So first you need to understand this concept, then we discuss the rule. What is the concept of closing entry? Personal account, not to be closed. Assets, not to be closed. Goods account and purchase expenses account are closed and transferred to trading account. Other than purchase expenses, all other expenses, losses, incomes and gains are closed and transferred to profit and loss. Now what is the rule for closing entry? Close, cancel means reverse. Since journal we are doing it, their entry related goods lost by or stolen by theft and then recovered from police inquiry to reverse the entire entry. So close means you have to reverse the account. And the opposite effect you give for trading account if you are closing goods and purchase expense. If you are closing these things, then opposite effect you give for profit and loss account. For example, I'll explain you one, you answer it to me others. Purchase account comes in the category of goods. Normally what do we do with purchase? Debit. Now close means you reverse. So purchase account will reverse and credit. Where do you transfer goods? So opposite effect, trading account debit. Means what will be the closing entry for purchases? Trading account debit to purchases account. I repeat it one more time. Normally what do we do with purchase? Debit. Now what will you do to close it? Means credit purchase account. And being goods, where do you transfer? So which account opposite debit? Credit. Means trading account debit to purchase account. Raise your hand. Purchase return, what will be the closing entry? Purchase return, what will be the closing entry? Ratan?
Purchase return account to trading.
Correct. So now normally purchase return we credit. Now to close it you reverse and debit. Purchase return account debit, and because it is goods, the opposite effect will be to trading account. Sales account. Sales account. Maitri.
Sales account to trading.
Correct. Normally sales account we credit. Now to close it you reverse and debit. So sales account debit, opposite to trading account. Sales return account. Karamjot.
Sales return account to trading.
Trading to sales return. Normally sales return we debit. Now to close it you will reverse and credit. Sales return credit, opposite effect, which account will debit? Credit. Trading account debit to sales return. Did you understand this? Wages account. Wages is a purchase expense. So now tell me wages account. Mudra?
Trading account debit to wages account.
Wages account normally we debit. Now to close it you will reverse and credit. Which account will debit? Trading account. Salary account. It is not a purchase expense, it comes in this category. Salary account. RIA.
Trading account to salary account.
No. RIA.
Profit and loss account debit to salary.
What did I tell? It is in this category. So where will you transfer?
Profit and loss.
Instead of trading, profit and loss. Normally salary we debit. So what will you do to close salary? Credit. Which account will you debit? Profit. So profit and loss account debit to salary account. Okay. Loss by fire. Loss by fire. Vishal.
Profit and loss account debit to loss by fire.
Loss by fire normally we debit. To close it you will credit. Where do we transfer it? So profit and loss account debit to loss by fire. Okay. Dividend receipt. Dividend receipt account. No discussions. If you know, then raise your hand. No discussions. Vidhi?
Dividend account, loss and profit and loss.
Not loss and profit, profit and loss account. Dividend is an income, so normally we credit. Now to close it, you will reverse and debit. Dividend account debit and opposite effect to profit and loss account. Did you understand this? Bad debt return. Bad debt return is a gain. Rami?
Bad debt record account debit. અને profit and loss account.
Correct. Bad debt return normally we credit, it's a gain. So reverse and debit. Bad debt return account debited to profit and loss. So any confusions with this concept? Now write down here. In bracket. Yes, we are write down in bracket entries passed at the end of the year while making final accounts. Entries passed at the end of the year while making final accounts. They are called closing entries. Okay. Now two rules will come here. That are goods account and purchase expenses account will be reversed and opposite effect will be given to trading account. Understood this? Goods account and purchases expenses account will be reversed and opposite effect will be given to trading account. And then all other nominal accounts that is expenses, losses, incomes and gains will be reversed and opposite effect will be given to profit and loss account. Did you all understand this, everyone? So these are the rules for which entries? Closing entries. Now, fifth is write down adjustment entries. Adjustment entries. So everyone is clear with the concept of closing entries? Who all are still writing it? Raise your hand who is still writing with closing entries. All are completed? Now, adjustment entries, be ready, put your pens down, now time is less, so I'll explain you and then you can copy it later when I leave, you can keep on writing it, okay? What is adjustment entries? Understand this. Adjustment means in simple words, jugaad. You understand that? Okay? Now, basically what happens when we make final accounts, then there are several things which are not recorded in journal. Normally what happens from journal and subsidiary books, the things come in ledger. From ledger they come in trial balance. From trial balance they come in final accounts. This is accounting cycle. But there are several things which cannot be included in journal. For example, on 31st March, the salary is not paid to the employee, outstanding. It is possible because every month's salary you give generally in the beginning of next month. Very few employers will be there which you will find that March salary then give on 31st March. Generally you will find that March salary then pay on 4th or 5th of April. Very few good employers like you will are there which pay by the last day of the month. Okay, we always pay to our employees. 31st means last day of the month they'll receive the money in their account. So normally it doesn't happen. You can see if your parents are working somewhere. If you work for the month of September, you'll get the salary on 4th or 5th of October. Okay, means last month when you make final accounts, salary remains outstanding, unpaid. So would it come in journal if we have not paid the money only? Would it come? In cash book if you have not paid the money only, it is unpaid. Now when we make final accounts, it is an expense of current year. March means it is an expense of, but we have not paid the money. So we still have to record it, otherwise you cannot get the correct profit or loss of the business. So now we do that jugaad adjustment. Means this entry we directly pass when we make final account. So it's called because we adjust this entry directly at the end of the year. You understand the concept? There is no special rule, normal rule only. We have done this in journal. Rent is still payable, suppose. So rent is an expense, debit all expenses and versus rent account, debit. And it is still payable, credit the payable. So two outstanding rent account. Means normal journal entry is to be passed. Okay, but what does this adjustment entry include? Those transactions and entries which are not included during the year. So directly we have to adjust them when we make final accounts. Any confusions with this? Okay, write it later. Let me finish it. Next is rectification entry. Now be attentive. Suppose we had seen this transaction few days ago only. Suppose I have paid 2000 rupees to Vishal. Okay, but I have done a mistake. While passing the journal entry, I have written Mishal. 2 days ago only we had seen in petty cash book. Mishal is the receiver, debit the receiver, Mishal account debit 51 rupees. Cash goes out, credit what goes out to cash account 50. Now actually I gave it to Vishal. But by mistake we have recorded what? Vishal. How will you rectify this now? How will you correct this now? This is what you do. Something like this, right? Wrong. You cannot do this. You cannot make M as V. You cannot cancel it and write Vishal. These things are not allowed in accounts. Reason: even if you make the correction here, error still exists. Because in the ledger we would have already made Mishal's account. So here you can do the correction, but the error will still exist in the ledger. So how you are supposed to correct this? By passing one more entry. Suppose we have paid to Vishal and wrongly we have passed Mishal to cash 51. Suppose I pass one more entry, Vishal to Mishal. If I pass one more journal entry, Vishal to Mishal, then what will happen? Mishal debit 51, credit 51 gets cancelled. What is the combined entry? Vishal to cash. This one more entry what I have passed is called rectification. So in accounts you cannot do the correction by cancelling or overwriting or white-inking it. In accounts you cannot do all this. How are you supposed to do the correction in any accounts mistake? By passing one more journal entry which is called rectification. So what is this rectification entry? Entry passed to correct the mistake. entry passed to correct the mistake or error is called rectification entry. Did you understand this? Now, question is, how did I get this Vishal to Mishal? Okay, for that you have to follow two simple rules. Give the correct effect. Give the correct effect and reverse the wrong effect. For example, I actually paid the money to whom? So correct effect should be Vishal is the receiver, debit the receiver, Vishal account debit. Give the correct effect, Vishal account debit. I wrongly debited to which account? Reverse the wrong effect. So Vishal you will reverse and credit. Means what is the rectification entry? Vishal to Vishal. So how will you get the rectification entry? Rule 1, give the correct effect. Rule 2, reverse the wrong effect. Did everyone of you understand this? Now you can note it down. So the chapter is over. Yes, the chapter is over. Now we just have to solve the questions based on that. This includes the entire chapter, okay?